Here we are again. Can you remember last week when I said I wasn't going to replace this belt? Well, I changed my mind. A bit impatient really. I want to get this car done and finish it really. So I'm going to do this myself and get this car done and finish it. This is my auxiliary drive belt, and I'm going to get this on today, hopefully. I know it's not going to be easy. I already started to do some of the work on it. I'll show you really. Let me just take you, give you a guided tour. Right, put it on the floor. So I've got all my tools ready. Crowbars. Got my ratchets, my sockets. Socket and ratchet there. Ratchet. Okay. As you see, I jacked the car up, put it on axle stands. This is a car ramp, so I put it underneath there and all. It's a bit more, to make it a bit more secure. Bung these under the wheel, so that, you know, the car don't roll forward or backward. You can see that there. Let me just show you what I've done so far. I took the panel off. There's a panel on there, and there's about a couple of two screws, 10mm screws, not screws, bolts, sorry, get it right, 10mm bolts situated in there. Got your crankshaft there. This is the old belt there, which we're going to try and get off in a little while. Let me look at the top. On the top, that's the dry belt that's just there. So yeah, I took on the inside there, I don't know if you can see that at all, but there were 15mm bolts. Sorry, nuts, two 15mm nuts on there on the other side, one at the top. There's another one situated in there, so I took that one off. That's the tensioner there. Yeah, so what I've got to do is try and get that belt off. Just there, that belt there. I haven't got it's a special tool which you can deep press the tensioner so it can release the belt, but I'm going to try something else in a little while. And well, I know what I have got to do. I've got to take this lid off this battery. Let me get my, hang on a minute. It's loose, but it's not loose enough. Take this off. Right, that's it. I'll leave that there. Leave it. Right, put my gloves on first. Like I said, I'm going to try and make an attempt to get that off. These gloves aren't very good, splitting already. That's got it, I think. Yeah. That's one. And there's the other one. Right, let's see if we can get this off. Oh, get in there. There it is. That's off. Well, made a little bit of progress. Got my dry belt off. You can see what bad a state that was in, and it wasn't easy. Let me just get my torch and show you what I've done. As you can see, my alternator's off. I didn't take it right off, so it's a lot easier to let it hang there. And the tensioner, I got the 13mm screws out and let it lay down. It wasn't easy. And in fact, let me show you. these are the actual bolts I took out, 13mm bolts, and I right in the engine, halfway in the engine. And I'll tell you what I used in the end, because it's so restricted to the room. I used this little spanner here, and I couldn't do it by hand, that's so hard. So what I did was got this ratchet, and when it's on the actual bolt, had it like that, and I had a ratchet on this here, and I cranking it in, and it did a trick really. Okay, what I'm going to do is put my new belt on. Show my torch up there. I've got to get it. This inside there somehow. Go underneath there. Got up underneath there like that. So I come underneath there. You can see now where the actual belt go. And when it's on the engine, that tension had to come off. And there you need a special tool, which I haven't got, but I'll find a way of putting it back on again. And yeah, try and get this back on again. And yeah, okay. Just get my gloves on. No, can't find them, never mind. Right, let's try and get this up there. Right, I've got to try and get it all back on again now. What I do is, it's going to take a bit of time. Okay, back again. I'll tell you what I've done so far is I've got my new belt on, got the tensioner back on, got the 3 13mm bolts to that bracket back on again. I just got to put these 2 15mm nuts on my alternator, and that's back on again. Well, I've got it on, got the belt on, bit of a pain, but it's all on. Let me get my torch to show you. There's my... There it is. It's all on, new belt is on. Bit of a nuisance really. I ain't got that special tool which you got to use to loosen that tensioner down there. I haven't got that, so what I did, use my ratchet again and put it around there and just tighten it up, and that just loosened that, and I put it on there. That's pretty good. So I'm going to start it up and see how it's going from there really. Right, leave that there, have a look. Yeah, that's good. Right, let's try it. Take that pulley away from there. Okay, I'll go and put everything back together again now. Turn the engine off. Okay. Put that there. I'll just get my okay. Pull this away from that. And this mud flap, or inspection, I call it inspection hatch. I'll go in here like this. Like this. And tipped everything over. What we got? Let's have a look. Oh, this is the one. Got it. Not in a one. I lost my 10mm socket. Hang on. There it is. Yeah, that'll do. Get my ratchet. There it is. That'll do. Right. Let's have. Underneath there. You can see that. Hold up. Right. Get it up there. Go on there. Up there. Get on the outside. Inside here. Underneath there. With it. That's it. There's the other one. Put it in by hand first. Go on there. That'll stop anything going up into the engine. There's that one and that one. There's my ratchet. Well, some of it about. Get it hand tight first, and then use my. Right, get my 10mm spanner. Got it. Turn that up there. That's a bit of a nuisance because it's so hard to get to, you know, the pulleys and the alternate there. So restricted for room really, there's not much room. So that one's done. Do this one. That one. Right, it's a bit of a mess there. Look at all this. Put everything in that basket, everything fell out. Well, then actually fell out, I just accidentally kicked the tray and everything fell out. So I put everything in there. That should be okay and make it a little bit more tidier. Right. Got my torch underneath there. Just put you there for a minute. Yeah, this is what I used to for a couple of things on this motor, which helped me out really. Right. Let's see what you. Give it a torch again. Yeah, so what I did was took the alternator off the bracket. There's two bolts holding the two 15mm bolts at the bottom and one 13 at the top, and you got, and that will come off, and you got your other bracket which come off, and then your pulley will come off too. So so that's what helped me get my belt on. Bit of a nuisance. It took ages. Right, I'll go put all this back together again, and catch you in a little while. Okay, got the belt on and got everything packed away, and take this car for a little bit of a test drive, shall we? Okay, put this on here. Right, so nice and straight. There you have it. Right. bus in this car. As you can see, it's not like last Saturday. It's not too good out there today. Can you remember last week I said I wasn't going to do this this auxiliary drive belt, but I was just too impatient. I thought I want to get this job done, and that was it wasn't easy, you know, a bit difficult and a bit cramped in places because you know, there's not much room to move inside that engine. Been good if the engine was out the car. You know, I could have done it a little bit quicker, but you know, and so I got there in the end. So so that's a good thing, really, and I'm happy now with that. The outcome, that's all on there. I didn't have the special tool. They say you got to have a special Ford tool for the tensioner, but I did use something else, and I'll tell you about it in a little while once I've done this little test drive. And yeah, she got okay anyway, so I'm well happy with this. Right, turn left here. Yeah, go down here along the seafront again. You know, when I used to do my other cars, I used to, you know, start from the start, and when I finished, I used to take it for a little test drive down the seafront, and that's what I always done, really. You know, if I can do a job, I know I can do this job, and I'll do it. I knew I could do the job last week when I looked at it, but I thought at the time it was going to be a bit complicated, and it was. But I got there in the end, so I'm happy with that. Right, turn left here. Okay. Just stop there. Well, turning the engine off. Well, there it is, done my cam belt, and I'm happy I've done that. Actually, like I said, it was a bit difficult and in places, and a bit cramped in places because there's not much room to move, as you saw when I showing you around the engine. And I've got the old belt here, and let me show you the state of it. It's all cracked and all sorts, so it'll probably do a few more miles, but I'm glad I got that belt on there. It took roughly just over 2 hours to do it. And if you look at this, that's the sketch I drew of the well, the diagram I drew of the actual complete thing, really. That's the alternator just there, and that's your tensioner, very similar sort of shape to that, really. That's your crankshaft. That's your aircon, and that little pulley there. So that's the sequence of that belt going around these pulleys. And you know, once you got loosen the tensioner, I got the other one by pulling it off, because that was a little bit loose anyway. So that come off reasonably easy. And once you get all that belt off, all that will come off there. But once you get it all off and dangling there, you see that tensioner there, the belt go in the middle of that tensioner, just there. And that tensioner is right flush against the engine, and that's what made it hard. So what you have to do is take off the alternator, which had two 15mm bolts going through them at the bottom, and one 13mm at the top, so you got to take it off first, and then you're left with your, you got to pull it off. I didn't take it right out of the engine because I did have just a little bit of room to get in there, and you got to bracket, well, not like that, you know, my drawing isn't too good, like that, and you got 1, 2, 3 bolts go through there, and that's 13mm bolts. The first one wasn't too bad, and they were in there tight, so I got that one off first, and then that one, and that one was right in the centre of the engine nearly, and that was hard to get off, and I couldn't really do it by hand. That's so tight in there. So what I did was, if you look at this, I used move that belt. I used this, a ratchet. Well, see that, and that's what ratchet tie down, and that's what I used. And on the end of it, like that, I used this, and I kept it kept it really, put it on as tight as I could. And what I did was I hold it on there, and then I got this. It's really hard to show you really when it's like this. So that was like that, and so once I'm like that, I kept my hand on it, and it wasn't easy. And this was on the actual, that was on the actual bolt, and so I had it like that. So I used this handle there to pull it in, and so that will this was that's, like I said, it was in there like so. And I was drawing it in, it's going in like that at the bottom, so I didn't have to do much work at all really, because the actual ratchet did it for me really. So that was easy. It turned out to be easy in the end, but it was really hard really, you know, to get to them. If the engine was out of the car, then it would have been okay. But the yes, you see on the video, I did show you around the engine. Let me recap what I did. I jacked the car up and made it safe. As you can see, I did show you around. Took off the front wheel. It had 5 19mm nuts on them, so I took them off, put them in my little box so I didn't lose them, and took the wheel off. Put it to one side. Well, I put it under the car actually, the back wheel. So that's another. You know, I was thinking of safety really, because I wanted to get that car safe before I worked on it. Nearly, I forgot to take the battery off, didn't I? So I did show you on this video. You know, I took it off anyway. So so that was safe enough. Took off the what they call the mud panel. So took that off. I'll call it the inspection panel. So I took off, and then it reveal. You could see the alternator, the crankshaft, and what have you. And yeah, all good in the end. So I was really happy with it. And to get the actual belt off, the tensioner, which I show you on there, it won't budge. So I couldn't really get it on there that well. I didn't have what. You can get like a special Ford tool, which I've got a couple of slots in the actual tensioner, so you could probably bring it in from the bottom or the top. I should imagine from the top to pull it clockwise, and it will loosen the tensioner, so you can get the belt on. And but I didn't have one of them tools, so I try and 1 or 2 ways of doing it. And the way I did it was by the ratchet again, and put it on the actual tensioner, and just round it in that, pulling it down. So I was looking at other ways, and that seemed to be the best way to do it. You know, like again, there wasn't much room to move, but I didn't put it on there on the actual video, because you know that's a two and a half hour job it took me to do all this. And so I'll give you a little video of it, like, you know, I'll give you a little idea of what I done on the video anyway. This car is a TDCI it's a 2 litre, yeah, TDCI I think, something like that anyway. It's a 2 litre, 2007 a year. Yeah, I'm well pleased with that now, and I've got that on. So a little bit of recap again. I've got my power steering belt on. Now I've got my auxiliary drive belt on, and it's working. Now I just took a drive around the block, and I'll probably do an oil change on it next week, and that's going to be a little bit, probably the easiest job on this car. And so yeah, that's I'm happy with that. So I had a bit of a service, and got all these jobs done on it, so I'm well happy with that. So on that note, really, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, and also that subscribe button, and also that little notification bell. Just ding that, and that will tell you I've got a video out there. And yeah, I'm over the moon now. Happy days. Thanks for watching this video. Bye for now.